your KDP account has been suspended, then this video is going to give you some essential steps that you must take in order to get your account reinstated. And this is coming from my personal experience, as I too have had several run-ins with Amazon. Now, I do also want to let you know that this video is going to provide you with tips to protect your account moving forward. This means that anyone who is publishing on Amazon KDP can benefit from the information I will share today. Hey, if you're new here, and hey, if you are coming back, my name is Shanice, and my purpose is to ensure that online moneymakers are able to, 1, maximize their presence, and 2, increase their sales. And so my goal for this video is to go ahead and provide you all with some essential steps to getting your KDP account reinstated if it was suspended. I'm also going to touch a bit on account terminations and also provide tips for all of us to protect our account as we continue to publish on Amazon KDP. Now, I do want to let you know that this video is going to be coming from firsthand experience. I've had several run-ins with Amazon, and I do have all of that here on my channel. So I do have a KDP saga playlist, which basically walks you through all of my run-ins with Amazon, from suspension to termination, and now to finally having that account reinstated. And so this video is going to be helpful for you, but also helpful for me as I look to begin publishing again on Amazon KDP. Now, before we dive in, I do want to let you all know that I have created an essential resource for us. So this resource is a book publication checklist, and what I've done is just put together the necessary steps that need to be taken as we look to publish books. Sometimes we're in the spur of the moment publishing and we forget things that we cannot change later on. And so my goal with this checklist is to give you a resource that you can use each time you are about to publish a book, to make sure that you have dotted all of your I's and crossed all of your T's. Now, this is a free resource that I've created for us, so you don't have to pay for it. If you want to grab yours, just go ahead and click the link in my description and I will send it straight to your inbox. All right, so we're going to go ahead and hop into the video. What I'm going to do first is go ahead and provide you all with 3 tips to recover your KDP account if it has been suspended. Then we're going to talk a bit about protecting your account moving forward. And then lastly, I'm going to touch on those account terminations. So if your account has been suspended, the first thing you need to do in order to recover your account is to take a break, okay? Listen, when my account was suspended, the amount of emotions rushing through my body, it was so overwhelming. But what I did was I took some time to rest. I took some time to express gratitude, to give myself grace. And most of all, I took some time because I knew that I had a greater force working for me than I can do for myself. And so what I want to say to you is that this is going to be stressful, right? For a lot of people, getting that email from Amazon KDP is going to be stressful, but it's really essential for you to just take some time and rest, be mindful in the moment, reflect on your journey, and think about the good things that you do have going for you as it concerns your book business. Now, the next thing you want to do is make sure to read the email that you receive from Amazon KDP carefully. Once you have read through that email, you want to begin to craft your response to KDP. Now, in my case, KDP did send me a canned response that they wanted me to send back to them. What I did was I literally just sent back that exact message. I didn't add anything to it. I didn't change anything up. Now, it is your choice if that's what you want to do. In my case, as I said, just sending back what they asked for was enough to get my account reinstated. So perhaps you can do that as well. So once you're done with that, you've read the email you got from them and you've sent back your response, all you have to do at this point is wait. Don't send a lot of messages to KDP. Just wait for them to reach back out to you, letting you know that the account has been reinstated. And so while you're waiting, what I would recommend is to go ahead and start diversifying your publishing efforts. So if you have not yet published on any other platform, then this is the time for you to examine your catalog, look at books that you could tweak, and go ahead and republish those books on other platforms. This is also a time where you can set up your website if you don't have one yet. And I do have videos here on my channel teaching you how to set up a website. Setting up a website will allow you to, just have a place for your books. So if anything ever goes wrong on Amazon, you still have a place for people to purchase your books. Another thing here is if you have a mailing list. So if you've had this brand, you have a mailing list, it could also be beneficial for you to reach out to your audience, letting them know that your book may not be available for a short period of time. And again, if you have things on your website, if you diversified, you would be able to point those customers to your website to let them know that, hey, although you can't purchase on Amazon, you can continue to shop on my website. So again, essential to have a website and a mailing list. And I already have videos on websites, and my next video is actually going to be on creating a mailing list. So if you're not subscribed to my channel, go ahead and get subscribed so that you will be here for that video and know how to set up your mailing list. All right, so those are all the things that you can do to, one, get your KDP account back, but also to use your time wisely as you wait for them. It's really a waiting game because there's not much you can do besides responding to that email. Now let's talk a bit about protecting your account moving forward. And as I said, this is great for anyone who's publishing on KDP. So the first thing I would do here is I would audit all of my existing listings. Now, one thing with KDP is that over time they make changes. And what happens is that books that were published years before they made those changes can be what actually causes your account to get suspended or even terminated. I know for me, in my case, the books that got my account suspended and terminated were books that I had published 2 years prior to that happening. So when changes happen, your books may be using the old system, whereas now KDP has moved on, and it's going to look as though you are breaking the rules. Now, when it comes to auditing, you can do this yourself, or you can get another set of eyes to look at your books for you. I do perform audits, and I'm going to have resources for that in the description below. So go ahead and check that out if you're interested in just learning how to audit your books or getting someone to audit them for you. So this is also going to be helpful for those of you who would have gotten your account reinstated after following the steps I shared above. So once you get your account reinstated, it is going to be essential for you to go through your catalog and unpublish any books that could potentially cause your account to get suspended or terminated again. Now, this is what I failed at. So when my account got reinstated from suspension, I failed at really going through and making the right changes, right? So I made changes, but I made the wrong changes. So here, you want to look at things like your categories, right? What categories are your books in, and how can you update them with the new category system? Something else you can do here is to make sure that if your book has things you cannot change, so say for instance you have repetitive words in the title, you cannot change your title unless you email KDP. So what you could do for those books is just to completely unpublish them, okay? Because remember, once your account has been suspended, they are now looking at you laser focused, right? So you want to make sure that if you can't make a change to a book, you immediately unpublish it, all right? The next thing here is to be mindful as you continue publishing. And this is great if you have that checklist I mentioned earlier. So once you have that checklist, it's going to help you to think about things as you are doing them. So instead of keyword stuff in your titles, what I say in the checklist is to keep your titles simple. So this is going to be your reminder that you don't need to say journal 10 times in the title. Instead, you could just say journal once, okay? So just little things like that you want to be mindful of as you continue publishing. And the third thing I want to mention here is to trust that it will all work out for your good. And to be honest with you all, this is what I am practicing as I look to start publishing on KDP again, because honestly, with a suspension or with a termination, you can begin to live in fear. You can feel like, you know what, this is not even worth my time. What if they suspend me again or terminate me again? Then all my hard work is going to go to waste. And honestly, we were not created to live a life of fear. So we cannot keep operating and existing with fear as we look to do things, as we look to run a business. Business is naturally risky, right? So you're going to have to be comfortable in the uncomfortable. And this looks like just publishing your books, doing your best each time you publish a book, and trusting that it will all work for your good. Now, if your account has been terminated, this is going to be a little bit different for you. So in my case, it took KDP about 10 months to go ahead and give me that account back. So it's going to be a little bit different for you, and the journey is going to be a little bit rougher. But here is a step that you could take. So I'm not a lawyer, but I'm going to go ahead and give you a couple of steps you could take here. So the first thing you would need to do is to respond to the email that KDP sent to you notifying you of the account termination. And you want to respond to that email with your own email in this format. So the first thing I would do is cite and acknowledge the issue. Then you want to go ahead and list the steps that you have already taken to correct that issue. Next, you want to discuss your brand's impact. So talk about your publishing company, talk about good reviews that you've gotten on your products. Just talk about your impact and how much this account means to you. Try to stick to the point here. So although you're talking about your impact, you're not going on and on, summarizing this to like a sentence or two. And then the last thing you want to do is ask for their understanding, right? So ask them to give you that account back. Make sure that you are bold in that statement. Don't imply it, state it clearly. So if that doesn't work for you, it's 2-3 weeks, maybe even months, you haven't heard from KDP, then I would go ahead and file an appeal using the appeal system that is within your closed KDP account. Now that appeal letter can be pretty much the same thing, and if you don't hear from them, then you would need to start taking additional steps. What I would say is to go ahead and check out my video on getting my account reinstated, because in that video I shared a lot about my journey and the things that I did, and some of those things could be beneficial for you if you are in this place right now. So go ahead and check out that video, and I hope that you're able to get your account reinstated. All right, so you have made it to the end of this amazing video. I want to thank you so much for your time and attention to this. And I really do hope that if your account has been suspended or terminated, that you are able to get that account back. And then for anyone who is continuing to publish on KDP, listen, I'm going to wish us all the best. And I know for sure that God has got our backs. All we have to do is keep publishing and not living a life of fear. Okay, so let's go ahead and continue to get those books and get those coins. Now, if you're looking to learn more from my personal journey with account suspension and termination, go ahead and check out this playlist. It's called KDP Saga. And if you are ready for an alternative, so you're not looking to box yourself into KDP, go ahead and check out my ebook, More Than a Vendor List, because in that ebook, I have several print providers who are willing, able, and ready to print your books for you. And I also do have a video here on my YouTube channel on alternative providers. Now, until next time, keep designing your dream life and business, and I'ma see y'all. Bye.